Here's the answer. Some of you guys were asking how I did or make the shrubs out of my styrofoam, and made them look at least decent. And basically, you do this a couple of times, you're a pro. It's really simple. What I use is an expandable razor knife, and there's two different sizes actually. Let me hunt down my other one. I guess I should have been ready, but there's a couple of different sizes of razor knives you can get, and there's actually a huge one too. So these are my tools of the trade. The big one's great for scraping, because what I do is I use the back side of the blade. So what I'll do is I'll bring in the blade all the way until about then, and what I'll do is I'll pinch the blade side. Don't cut yourself, but I pinch the blade side. Or take a drafting ruler. This is a real thin metal ruler, and it's got the little cork on the back, but use that straight edge. It's a nice sharp edge. It's rigid. That's what you're looking for. And what you do is to create the texture, create that texture on the foam. You take that back of that blade and you scrape. Try to do this one-handed here, but you scrape with that backside, and what it does, it's going to create a mess. You can't, anytime you work with foam, you're going to have a mess. So what you can do is hold it over a box and scrape it down into a box. Anyway, but you just scrape it. See, you've got a general idea. I've scraped this side already, but anyway, I went ahead and scraped it. And like I said, just scrape the surface off. See the difference? Scrape that surface off, and then you could start shaping the tree or the shrub. On the trees, what I do is I'll get my base first. I'll find a flat part of that foam and get my base situated. And you want the base big enough where it'll hold the weight of the tree. And plus, what I do is I'll glue a piece of wood on the bottom to give it some weight. Because once you weight them down, they set really good. And the cool thing about this stuff is it's foam. You won't have any flock everywhere, because I mean, once you're done do it on your gaming table, it's easy just to do this. You're done. Scrape them off into a box. Anyway, but on the shrubs, what I'll do is I'll take my blade, like I said, bring the blade all the way in to where it's just sticking out. What I do is I flip it over and I pinch it. Again, I pinch it, not the blade part, but pinch it on either side. And again, scrape it. Scrape that surface off. And what I do is I'll go ahead and cut and trim, V-notch that out to where I want to keep my walls separated from my shrubs. It takes practice. It takes a little practice, you know. Then flip your blade around to the point and pinch the back of that. Pinch the back, and you want that point. And what I do is I'll pick that stuff out. I'll pick that out. Again, here's my tree. And what you do is you just pick out the divots and everything in that tree, and you just basically shape it. You just use your imagination. And somebody also suggested that paint these brown and glittery, and you can have some really cool asteroids for your X-Wing games. Anyway, but that's basically all I do. Just scrape it, get the basic shape, and I'm making a labyrinth. So I've got all these pieces down here that I'm going to shape into a labyrinth. So I've cut all these pieces that I'm going to do the entire labyrinth just like this. So you want to keep all your pieces the same. So what I do is I'll measure everything out and mark it. But the shrubs are simple. Mess with it, play with it, and like I said, you could scrape it over a box so you won't get everywhere, or have a shop vac. But again, once you scrape that down, get the general shape of your shrub, then you can pick out separate the shrubs. And I do that. I just like to see that. You don't necessarily have to do it, but I like the individual shrubs and everything. And like I said, I chose to paint mine versus flock it because, again, it's nice to just take all these pieces and scoop them up into a box and not have to worry about flock everywhere. And the painting's very simple. I'll get back to you on the painting because this is only 3 different shades of green. That's all. You know, I'll get back with you on that. Anyway, but try this out. play with it. Like I said, you can use a ruler. There's my ruler. You can use the back side of your ruler. Same thing. Pinch that ruler and you scrape. Just scrape that ruler along there, and you can use the corner of that ruler too. Look at that sharp corner. You can get in those corners. Anyway, try it out. Let me know how you like it. Like I said, this is just the way I do it because I don't like to do a lot of flocking and purchasing expensive trees. I got plenty of scrap. I got plenty of scrap laying around. So and plus I get these boxes, these shipping boxes. These are big shipping boxes. They ship cold packs in. I work at a hospital, so I get these things all day long. I got piles of them. Anyway, play with that one. Let's look at